The Lectro fan sound machine is one of the best gifts we ever got. We had this on our registry before we had our first child, and I am so glad that somebody got this for us. So I made a whole list of reasons as to what I really like about it. And the first is that this thing can get incredibly loud. So if you're somebody that has noisy neighbors, or maybe your kid's a very sensitive sleeper and any sort of other ancillary noises in the house will wake them up, you're going to want to get something like this that can get loud enough to drown out everything else. The other thing is that it's very simple and easy to use. There's 3 buttons. I'm gonna see if I can get it close enough here. There's the power button, so you turn it on and it'll just stay on until you turn it off. There's a 60-minute timer button, so if you just only wanted to go for an hour, you just press this button. There's the volume up and the volume down. And then there's 20 different noises. There's the fan sounds over here. Just keep pushing it to cycle through the 10 different fan sounds. And then there's 10 different white noises, different pitches, things like that. It actually sounds like a fan, and it actually sounds like real white noise as opposed to just some sort of artificial static like some of these other noisemakers do. So the sounds are really good, and you can just set it and forget it and then turn it back off later, and you're not gonna have to worry about it running out of time or accidentally turning off and your kid waking up in the middle of the night. So that's another thing I really love about this. This thing is extremely durable. I don't know if you could see on the camera, but there's a dent in the top of this. Now, if you have kids, you know that sometimes things get knocked over very easily. And this has been sitting up on a dresser for a long time, and I can't tell you how many times this has fallen off the dresser. And obviously, I wouldn't recommend it, but it was probably a 4 foot fall. And this thing, you just pick it back up, set it back on the dresser, turn it back on, it works like nothing. Now, I've had other sound machines that have fallen off the same dresser, and when it happens, thing shatters or it breaks or it just never works right again. So this thing is durable. We also take this when we travel, and we put this in our checked luggage, and it's not like the airlines are particularly gentle with your checked luggage. So this thing gets thrown around and beat up on trips. This thing gets beat up at home, unfortunately. And I've never had an issue. I've never had to replace it. It's never stopped working. It's never shorted out, anything like that. There's no need for batteries. So again, you're not gonna have to worry about just suddenly out of the blue, it just runs out of batteries and just dies in the middle of the night, and then all of a sudden your kid's up and good luck going back to sleep. Assuming you don't have a power outage or anything like that, just plug it in and forget about it. Now, it doesn't have the nature sounds, so if you're somebody that wants nature sounds, this is probably not going to be a good fit for you. But in my experience, a lot of the people that I know, kids traditionally, especially when they're really young, like the white noise sounds or the fan sounds, and it's better at drowning things out than like a bubbling river or anything else like that. Now, like I said, it comes with different pitches. So if you like a particular white noise, maybe something's too high pitched or too low pitched, you can change it. There's 20 different options. I didn't even know there were that many different options as far as fan sounds and white noises, but somehow they pulled it off and it does sound good. So all in all, I would recommend this to any parent, definitely, and definitely anybody who has noisy neighbors or maybe has trouble sleeping at night and other ancillary noises are going to kind of wake you up through the night. Definitely get yourself a Lectro fan.